Yeah, very well. So those of you on the call, Chris is actually part of the program, and he's absolutely crushing it at the minute. He's part of my Dad Bod to Greek God program, and yeah, mate, how's it been, Chris? While we're waiting for everybody to join the call, how are you finding it?
Yeah, fantastic so far. What is it, 4 or 5 weeks in and 6 kilos down already? So pretty good.
Crazy. What's that, like 15 pounds, isn't it? Anyone joining in from the US, 15 pounds in 4 to 5 weeks. It's absolutely crazy. Serious action taker. That's what I love. People who take action. That's how you get results. People think, I'm just waiting for the right time to start. Just want the right type of motivation. I'm just waiting for the right type of motivation. It doesn't work like that. You know, you take the action and the action gives you results. And when you get results, it's amazing. How good is it, Chris, when you like week after week, you see results?
That's the motivation.
That's
It's
the
the more
motivation.
the more you see the results, the more motivation you get to do more. So
I'm
fantastic.
real. Yeah, I'm real, mate. Doing a great job. George is here. What's up, George? My man, George. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. Anyone new who's joined, let me know where you are in the chat. Normally people take a couple minutes, so just want to make sure everyone's here. If you want to turn your cameras on, that's awesome. That way I know you guys are actually paying attention. And then we'll kind of dive into it. So got Netherlands, got people from all over the world. George, you're in Italy at the minute. Got a couple of people from Italy, Europe. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So give it one more minute. Wait for UK, someone from the UK. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're rocking and rolling. Got my UK brothers in the house. Awesome. Alrighty. Cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to share my screen. Just drop a 1 in the chat when you can just so I know you can actually see my screen. Should be seeing. Can you see my screen? Just drop a 1 in the chat if you see my screen. Yep, awesome. So okay, cool. So just before we get started, what we'll do, if everyone just stays on mute, that way when I'm speaking, people aren't talking over me, there's no confusion. Any questions you've got, just drop them in the chat and I'll try and answer them as we go along. Probably do it towards the end as I'm presenting. And you know, that way we can consolidate everything. So yeah, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Thomas Whitehead and I'm a men's fat loss expert. Okay, so I work online, coaching men all over the world, USA, New Zealand, Australia, got people from Europe. I think Chris I think he's in Sweden right now. And basically specialize in helping them lose stubborn belly fat, building lean muscle, and most importantly, developing healthy habits, because habits are the things that get you to where you want to be. You know, and really it's just to become the best version of yourself, you know, how does that look for you when you are the best version of yourself? What does it mean? What's the impact? So part of a fantastic mastermind, probably the biggest mastermind in the world of fitness coaches. This is me at an event on Sunday with some of the top names inside the industry. That's me on the right, traveling all over the world, getting the chance to help people, coach people. Yeah, amazing. So that's pretty much it about me. Won't bore you with that stuff too much. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to go from this. So this is the old me, okay? There I am on the left, pretty out of shape, obviously drinking beer. And, you know, it's needless to say, not necessarily feeling the best, you know? Like, you know, you're low on energy, constantly kind of, you know, a little bit conscious with how you look. Sometimes you want to kind of, when you're in public, you're a bit kind of apprehensive about the way you're sitting, all that kind of stuff. So I want to teach you how to go from the old me, okay, to the new me, 2.0. Lean, looking good, feeling good, confident, self-esteem through the roof. Like, think about it this way, right? I'm doing a live training with you guys here. Think if I looked like that and I was in that kind of shape, I'd have the confidence to sit here right in front of you guys and deliver a training. It's not just looking good, but it's the feeling good part. It's the feeling good to go out in the street, on the road, walk around, feeling your best. So that is what this training is dedicated today towards, getting you from this to this, okay? So just before we begin, okay, I want you to know that this isn't some secret formula or magic pill that's gonna get you to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, okay? So if anyone's come here for that, now's the time to quietly slip out the back door. I'll give a couple of minutes for anyone who has come here. There's probably one or two of you that's come here looking for the secret, the shortcut, and the magic pills, the quick fixes. So that's not what we're going to cover today. It does not require you going from 0 to 100 in a single day. That is a big mistake I see a lot of people making. Usually leads to burnout. It's unsustainable. They're doing things they don't even enjoy because they think it gets results. I don't know if anyone's ever kind of been guilty of that in the past. And there's definitely no BS fad diets, okay? So keto, cutting carbs, Weight Watchers, right? There's none of that shit, okay? This is what I'm going to kind of show you is kind of the most sustainable way of doing it. And it doesn't require tons of cardio either. So if you come here with the intention to run a boot camp or a marathon, again, this probably isn't for you. So just saying now's a good time to kind of, because I don't want to waste any of your time if that's what you come in for. Well, who is this for then, really? So it's for men who want to lose between 20 to 50 pounds, stubborn fat, really stubborn fat that's kind of holding you back. Build some lean muscle in the process. You really want to look good, feel good. And most importantly, adopt a healthier lifestyle, kind of build those sustainable habits that we spoke about, become the person you want to be. So you're left with that nice lean look, I want you looking good. Imagine taking your t-shirt off and feeling confident as hell, whether that be going to the beach, taking your kids to the swimming pools, I don't know, whatever it is, summer's not far around the corner. So it's for people who are serious. And I say the word serious because sometimes you can think you want it, and thinking you want it's different to actually wanting it, There's a big, big difference between the two. And really, leave the excuses behind, step up and become a positive role model in your life. Because I tell you now, people do not listen to what you say, but they follow what you do. I don't know if any of you have got kids on the call and you tell them to go to bed and they're probably not going to do it, right? But when you actually lead by example, people follow what you do. So if you want to set a good example to whoever it is, your parents, your wife, your kids, whatever, this is kind of how you do it. You step up and, now's the best time to become the best version of yourself. We're in 2022. We're January, tomorrow's February 2022, right? Time, you're not getting time back. Time waits for no man. So you can start tomorrow. You can just wait for the best time to start. I'm telling you now, the best time to start was yesterday. Second best time to start is today. So just before I start this, drop in the chat if you know what's the first thing that needs to happen. What's the very first thing that needs to happen for you to have a successful transformation? Does anyone know? Giving you a bit of a clue there. Yeah, bang. Exactly. Mindset. Okay. So it's all good. You can have the best workout program in the world. You could have the best nutrition plan in the world, right? But if you don't have the right mindset going into it, what's the point? And that's where a successful transformation comes from. And I think people forget that. They think that it must be the workouts, it must be the nutrition. And you got to get your mind. You got to get your mind in the right place. Like I said a minute ago, you got to actually want it. You got to actually want it. Not just think you do, because we can all say, oh, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. I'm going to lose 25 pounds this year. I'm going to do it, right? We can all say that. But then there's a big difference between saying something and actually doing something, So one of the best ways to do this is why? What's your why? Why do you want to do it? Like if you just want to kind of get in shape, go to the beach, pick up chicks, whatever, or you want to get in shape so you can actually live, be the best version of yourself, be the example you want to be, you know, who's got the more powerful why, right? And once you've got a powerful why, you've got to ask yourself, you know, how does that actually impact me? What does it mean for me when I get in the best shape of my life? And when you've got a powerful enough why, boom, you're off to the races. You know, that's the hardest part. And another thing is, I hear this so much, right? Perfectionism mindset. People set the bar so high from day one, where like, everything's got to be perfect. And when it's not, I'm frustrated. You know, you feel like you've let yourself down because you set such an impossible bar from the very off. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. And I know so many professional athletes, bodybuilders, fitness coaches, you know, they're not perfect, but one thing they are is consistent. And those of you who are on the call at the beginning, me and Chris were talking about motivation. Where's your motivation come from? It comes from action. That's where your motivation comes from. It comes from the action you take, okay? So these are kind of the 5 phases of implementation. See if I can, so these are your 5 phases of implementation. I've kind of tried to break it down into 5 phases to make it as simple and straightforward of how I went from this guy on the left to this guy on the very right, you know, looking pretty badass, you know? And I want to explain exactly what I did. And it's not rocket science. It wasn't any magic secret formulas, like I said. It wasn't tons of crazy, extravagant stuff. It was fairly straightforward. It was really quite simple. I'm going to try and break that down for you now. So phase 1, okay, fat loss initiation. Now, the first thing you need to do, and I've highlighted the word here, weekly, okay, is you need to create a weekly calorie deficit. Now, I'm sure everyone on the call knows what calorie deficit is, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. The best, if anyone who's brand new to the scene, or for those of you in the back, calorie deficit is where you simply burn more energy than you consume. So you need to, your energy out needs to outweigh your energy in, right? And now the best way to do this, if you really want to get that solid lean look about you, is nutrition and a combination of exercise, okay? And you can do it with just nutrition, but it's not going to be as good. You can't really do it with just exercise. You can't out-train a bad diet, so don't even try that. And it's really, really important that you prioritize resistance training throughout the whole entire process, okay? Now people think cardio. Cardio isn't bad, and I'm not saying cardio is bad. I'm not trying to demonize cardio, but if you really want to do this in the most sustainable way, you have to get your head around the fact that resistance training is your answer. But the most important thing here, this is the part that people miss out, right? You actually want to start the bar high. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about your calories, right? A lot of people think I'm just going to slash my calories in half. I'm just going to cut my calories in half. I'm going to go 1,000 calories from day one. Now, the secret is you want to eat as much as you possibly can, right? Now I know you're probably thinking, the hell is this? What's he going on about? What is he on about, right? And when I first started, when I was eating close to 3,000 calories. 3,000 calories and still losing weight. I wasn't doing any cardio. I literally wasn't doing any cardio. I didn't even touch a bit of cardio. And I was eating close to 3,000 calories and still losing weight. And the reason for that is because as you go through your journey, you are going to have some room for maneuver. Okay, there will be times where you need to tweak things. Calories will need to change. Training intensity will need to go up. Energy expenditure will need to go up. Now, if you're doing all that stuff from the very beginning, day dot, it's going to be so hard to sustain that throughout the whole way, right? So when it does come time to change something, you're already like doing 100 things at once. So it's super important, okay, write this thing down. It's super important that you start with your calories as high as you possibly can and make sure that you're still losing weight, okay? And it needs to be a weekly deficit. So don't go Monday to Friday. I've done really well this week. I work really hard, and then go and eat 4,000 or 5,000 calories on the weekend, because what's the point? I'm doing all that hard work, And look, I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. I'm sure I don't know if you'd rather I wasn't straight up with you and kind of gave you the whole, yeah, you can go, you can have fun on the weekends and go to parties and stay up late and drink loads of alcohol, and I can be like that. But because some coaches will tell you that stuff, right? And I'm not saying you have to be super, super, super restrictive. In fact, that's a bad idea. But you have to be sensible. You have to be sensible, right? So I wasn't really doing any cardio at this point, but one thing I was doing is I was walking a lot more. Okay. Now, on my program, steps is a massive part of the program. Okay. It's one of the best ways to increase your energy expenditure in probably the most effortless way ever, and you want to start getting in the habit of physically becoming more active, right? Think of it this way. You wake up, you go have your breakfast, you sit down and have your breakfast. You might, I don't know, flick through the newspaper, go on Instagram, check out Believe in Lean, I don't know, whatever you do, right? Then you get in your car, you drive to work, you get to work, you sit down and you work, yeah? You might get up, I don't know, go for a tea break, coffee break, something, walk around the office, sit back down, finish your shift, back in the car, go home, you might watch the TV for a bit, have dinner, and then it's off to bed, right? Like, how sedentary is that, right? People live that life though, without even realizing, probably barely walking 1,000 steps in a day. So it's super important you start getting in the motion of, all right, what can I do to be a little bit more active? What can I do to be a little bit more healthy? A few more habits. And at this point, you really want to start bringing your sleep towards 7 to 9 hours per night. Non-negotiable. Anything that's holding you back from doing that, you might be staying up late, watching Netflix, doing your binges, laying in bed, flicking through Twitter. I don't know, whatever it is that's preventing you from getting that sleep, ditch it. Just sack it off, okay? Sacrifice it. And that was phase 1. So I started my calories super high. I started walking more. I wasn't doing, any crazy stuff. I wasn't over restricting. You can still have a couple of cheat meals here and there. I'm not, that's probably advisable. I wasn't doing any crazy approaches, but I was sleeping and I was walking more. So now we got phase 2, transformation lift off. Okay. So your training starts to get a little bit more intense at this stage. Now, like I said at the start, it's not so much having the best training regime that's going to get you the results, right? Obviously, you want one that's efficient. Just for context, I was doing a variation of an upper lower and then a push pull legs. So I was doing upper lower, have my rest in between. It's important that you get a rest day. Don't necessarily think that training 6-7 times a week is going to get you better results. It's probably not, okay? And then I was doing a push pull legs. And towards the end, I actually just transitioned towards a straight push pull legs, okay? Now, listen, I'm not saying, do that workout. It's a very effective workout. If you've got less time to train, you can do something like a full body. I'd probably avoid things like bro splits, like, Monday chest day, that's not really going to get you anywhere. It's really important that you focus on increasing that non-exercise activity thermogenesis, because that's what steps is. Anyone who's unaware, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is basically any energy you can expend without it being related to physical exercise. And steps is one of the best ways to kind of categorize that. It could be like if you clean a lot, if you garden a lot, if you cook a lot, that kind of uses a lot of energy, right? So anything like that, anything you can do to become less sedentary and a more active lifestyle, do it. It's going to be super, super important. And let me give you an example of, this is another time you probably want to write some stuff down, okay? So people say to me, oh man, how I can't walk 10,000 steps in a day. How do you do that? I just don't have the time. So everyone can walk 10,000 steps in a day. I've got an Apple Watch now, which tracks my steps to the T. I barely even try at the minute to hit 10,000 steps, and I'm hitting 10,000 steps. Before, I didn't have an Apple Watch. I was only on my phone. So I was probably hitting 15,000 without even realizing it. And one of the best ways to do this is walk to places you can, okay? So don't drive. don't, like, if you can walk to 10 minutes to the shop, 15 minutes to the shop, do it. Walk, you know. Things like take the stairs every single time. Every time, take the stairs. You'll be surprised how many steps you can get. Introduce like a dedicated walk, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon, you know, after dinner. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I like getting up in the morning. I love going out, actually outside in the physical nature, believe it or not. Yeah, the sunshine, get that vitamin D. And I put a podcast on, I put an audio book on, listen to some music, and it's amazing. You know, you're just chilling out, got a bit of time to yourself. You know, you can really kind of calculate what you want to do. It just helps manage stress, because that's another key factor here. You want to keep your stress levels low. So you can introduce a dedicated walk. And again, I'm not talking hours. Just get up 20 minutes in the morning, have a quick walk, or after you know, afternoon lunch, or after dinner, you know, help your digestion, and basically become less efficient with your day. So what I mean by that, this is the perfect kind of analogy for that. Let's say you're in the supermarket, okay, and you're getting your shopping. Instead of going aisle 1, aisle 2, aisle 3, aisle 4, aisle 5, right? Start becoming less efficient. So go aisle 1, go aisle 7, back to 2, back to 5, then 3, right? Just these little things add up. And you're probably thinking like, there's no way that you could walk that many steps by doing that. Like, you'll be surprised. I walk about 3,000 steps just in my home, just around the house, cooking, I don't know, getting up, making dinner, getting a drink. So all you need to really do is just become a little bit less efficient, you know, park further away for things like that. So that's a tip. That's a tip on steps, okay? Super important. You just want to try and increase those steps towards 10,000. Again, it wasn't overly restrictive at this point, still having like 1 or 2 cheat meals per week. A thing I love to do is schedule one. So let's say Saturday night, you're like, right, cool, cheat meal with the missus, right? Date night. You're literally looking forward to that for the week, and it's keeping you focused, it's keeping you aligned. So you know when Saturday comes out, yeah, sweet, I've worked really hard, I've done an awesome job, I've stayed super consistent, and I'm going to have one cheat meal off meal plan this week, and it's not going to do any damage, you know, it's not going to do any damage, I'm not going to feel guilty, it's going to help me maintain a bit of balance, and you know, you're off to the races. So you don't have to be that strict, in all truth. Like I said, you want to become more sensible. You know, you want to obviously maintain your health, put sensible things into your body, but you don't have to. So many people, day dot, I'm cutting out this, I'm cutting out that. I'm going to wake up every morning, 6 a.m., go for a run. But how long are you actually going to be able to do that stuff, right? That's your ticket. What can I do every single day for the rest of my life? And that's how you want to look at it. It's a lifestyle change, right? And again, at this point, I still wasn't touching cardio. I'm not actually a massive fan of cardio, to be honest. There's probably people on the call that love it, probably people on the call that hate it. I wasn't a massive fan. So if I can get results without having to do tremendous amount of cardio, then sweet, you know. I'm not saying if you love cardio, do a bit, cool. And then we get into phase 3, 6-pack formulation. So at this point, okay, just drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are still with me, just so that I know you're still following along. Just drop a 1 in the chat if I haven't lost you. Make sure you're still here. Cool. So phase 3. So remember, we've started off our calories quite high. Phase 2, you may or may not have had to drop your calories slightly. Now, my first kind of point of call is never to try and drop calories, because I think it's super important that, you know, you're still fueling your body with the right calories, the right macros, the right nutrients, all that kind of stuff. You want that energy. But at this point, you're probably going to have to see a little bit of a dip in calories, okay? And when I say dip, I'm not talking, I'm going to cut 1,000 calories today. I'm not talking that. I'm not even talking 500. I'm talking like 100 to 200 max. See how you go. And if you need to drop more, you can. But again, don't think like, you know, I haven't lost weight this week, so let's just go down to 1,000 calories, because it's not a good idea. Again, you're not going to enjoy that. I don't know anyone here that's going to have a fun time on 1,000 calories, right? And you'd be surprised. I talk to a lot of people. Hey man, what's your calories? Oh, 1,000. Why is it 1,000? Why? Where have you just got that arbitrary number from? Do you know? So yeah, just incrementally decrease steps again. Probably at this point you want to be hitting over 10,000. If you've done this properly, that should become a habit by now. So you should be ingrained into that. It shouldn't be like, oh, got to get my steps in. It should just be like, oh, sweet, cool. I've hit 10,000 steps today. Just gonna go for a little extra walk. Again, still don't need to be over restrictive. Probably you're talking like one-off meal plan per week now. You know, probably not eating 2 to 3. If you're getting towards those kind of leaner ends of the body fat. But again, like it's about that better relationship with food. There's no reason for everyone on this call. I'm sorry, but there's no reason for you guys just to be eating shit all the time. You know, we're not kids anymore. There's no reason to be eating, you know, fast food this, candy this, chocolates that. Like, think about what you're putting in, because it's going to have a massive impact on what you're putting out, right? But you know, you don't have to be over restrictive. Water, I would recommend drinking up to 4 liters of water per day. This is going to help you stay a little bit full, hydrated. It's going to help you in your training sessions. It's going to help your muscles keep nice and full, because a full muscle or hydrated muscle is a hard muscle. So you really want to try and make sure that you're getting everything you need. And just a quick tip on your foods, okay? Now, a lot of people think that when I say, you know, you have to cut your calories a little bit, they're talking like eating grams of rice and a grain of broccoli, right? If you're eating 80 to 90% of your foods from single and whole ingredient, and for anyone who doesn't know what that means, think of it this way. If you have to think what's in that food, okay, that's not a single ingredient food. So anything like a banana is a banana, right? Anything like a sweet potato is a sweet potato. It's nothing more or nothing less than what it is. If you go and pick up like a pot noodle, just using that as an example, so I used to love them, you have a look on the back. There's probably about 60 things, probably about 45 to 50 of them you've never even heard of in your life. That's not a single ingredient food, okay? So I'm talking things like chicken breasts, eggs whites, lean beef, 5% steak mince, salmon, vegetables, fruits, all that stuff, right? Because you can eat a lot of that stuff, okay? Chris will know, Chris is on the call, like he's probably eating more than he's ever eaten before and losing weight because he's eating the right types of food, okay? Now, like I said, you can eat a large volume and it not necessarily equaling a large volume of calories, okay? Anyone on this call, I actually have a free nutrition guide, okay? Listing all the best foods for fat loss. Just send me a DM after. I'll send that to you because you guys have turned up and paying attention. So, you know, it's actually the same one that I give people inside the program as well. So that should be helpful. Is this stuff helpful to you guys? Are you guys finding value from this stuff? Just let me know. So I'll answer the questions at the end. Just let me know if this stuff is helpful, you find usefulness from it. If you want me to stop, I can stop. If you want me to carry on, we'll keep rocking and rolling. All right, cool. So moving on from phase 3 to phase 4. Okay, transformation, Greek book, boom. All right. Now, I just saw a question there. How long is each phase? Now, I knew that question was going to come up. Okay, so I've planned this. I've planned this answer. Now, it entirely depends on your starting point, right? It really does. So if you're sitting there and you've got 100 pounds to lose, now each phase is not going to be 4 weeks, right? Because it's probably going to take you, I don't know, realistically, best part of a year, maybe a year and a half to really get 100 pounds off very, very sustainably. But if you've got like 10, 15, 20 pounds, each phase can be like 3 to 4 weeks, you know? It really depends on your starting point. If you do everything really well, there shouldn't, it shouldn't be months and months. But that's kind of, so it's kind of like how long's a piece of string, right? I think I asked George that question the other day on his stories. So this is the part where, things get a little bit more intense, okay? Especially in terms of like your training. And when I say the word intense, I do not want that to be misconstrued with, you have to walk around the gym, gritting your teeth, running from machine to machine, pumping out the reps like an absolute madman and getting thrown out the gym for acting like an idiot, right? That's not what I'm talking about. When I say intensity, I mean like focused, train accurate. So get your form in check. Don't just throw the weight around, get hyper focused on what it is you're doing. Things like volume need to be correct. So you probably want to increase the volume at this point. You do things like variation sets, drop sets, supersets, giant sets. You might even want to throw a little circuit in there, or whatever it is, okay? But you want to become a little bit more calculated, a bit more focused with your training. And the same goes with the nutrition. So remember, obviously you're going to be in a calorie deficit, okay? And you're going to want to start with your protein at about 1 gram per pound. Now, as we get to the later stages, as you'll probably see those calories starting to come down a bit, you get a bit more leaner. That's where you actually want to increase your protein intake, okay? So you want to actually bump it up. Because at this point, you really want to protect that muscle mass. You really want to preserve what's going on. Your body loves fat. Any fat you give it, it's like, thank you very much. Like, I'll give me some more of that. Where did that come from? I love that. So you really want to make sure that you're basically telling your body, yo, bro, you can't take my muscle, man. Like, I need this shit, This is the stuff I need, because your body's going to, it wants to hold the fat. So it's like, oh, we got energy here, right? Because that's what's happening. When you're in a calorie deficit, you're in a negative energy balance. So it has to look for that energy to be replaced. And the first place it's going to look is not fat. It's like, where can I take the energy from, right? So you want to really increase that protein. I would go from 1.2 to 1.5 grams. Towards the end, I was actually eating 263 grams of protein. That's a hell of a lot of protein. If you're struggling to get your protein in, like I said, I'll send you that nutrition guide, but you can throw things like protein shakes in. They're really good. A lot of people think that protein shakes are some magical muscle building formula. It's just an extra way of getting protein in. So, it's easily digestible. It's normally a very good source of protein if you've got a nice one. I go Optimum Nutrition. They're a fairly good brand. And it's just gonna help you protect that kind of muscle mass. And as a result, okay, carbs will take a bit of a dip. Okay. Now, I'm not saying carbs are the enemy. So anyone that's calls, don't say, I knew it. I knew carbs were the reason I was getting fat. I knew he said we weren't going to cut carbs. You're just going to have to sacrifice the carbs a little bit to make way for the protein, right? That's how it works. It's not like carbs are the enemy. It's just like, be a bit sensible. If your protein's going up, someone's going to have to give, right? Because otherwise you're just going to end up eating more calories. And that's not really what you want to do. At this point, your motivation should be pretty high. At this point, you should have seen some really good results. And that's what I said at the start of the call. It's like your motivation will grow as you continue. I just had one of my members from the program today, Jeb, and he just messaged me saying, oh man, like, I think we like 4 weeks in now, 3 weeks in. He's like, I'm super pumped now. He's like, I'm seeing results. My motivation is actually through the roof. I'm so much more motivated now than when I started. And it's like, yeah, that's how it works. I think a lot of people forget that. So at this point, you should be seeing some good results. You should be building a lot of habits and your motivation should be super high. Introduce some cardio at this point. I would recommend this is where you want to, maybe kind of jump on the bike at the end of the workout, maybe go for a little uphill walk on the treadmill or something. Just get a bit extra in. I'm not talking hours. Don't feel like you got to, do a couple of hours of cardio, start training for a 5K. I'm not talking about that. You just want to increase the energy expenditure. And again, keep walking. Like, I basically walked my way to 8% body fat. Believe it or not, I literally walked my way I was walking everywhere, man. Like, and at the end, I love it now. I used to hate walking. Couldn't wait till I pass my driving test. I was like, oh, can't be able to walk. I'm all right. Now I love it. I walk everywhere. So you probably want to be kind of over 12K. Water consumption, I would recommend at least 4 liters. There's something I don't know if you guys can see my camera, but I've got a water bottle here. Literally, I recommend it to all my clients. Any of you struggle to drink 4 liters of water, that will fix your entire problems. Okay, you can get it off Amazon. It's a 4-liter bottle. Fill it up with you. Take it with you everywhere you go for the day. That's what you do. So that's phase 4 as a recap. So training is a bit more intense. You need to get a bit more kind of dialed in with your calories. Increase your protein intake to over 1 gram per pound. Introduce a little bit of light cardio at this point, and steps and water should be fairly high as well. And then boom, dad bod to Greek god. Here we are. Okay, so this will be the kind of the pinnacle of really getting to the physique you want. So this is where your training will be kind of the most intense it is. So you'll probably want to go with things like a higher volume, but you probably want to use slightly less weight. Okay. And that's not to say that you're kind of going to be decreasing your strength. It just means to be sure that when you are kind of getting lean and your calories are quite low, you'll want to kind of avoid that serious risk of injury, right? So you just want to protect yourself. It's not ideal if you put it this way, you don't necessarily want to be like setting personal bests on your deadlifts primarily. It all depends on kind of where you are in your journey. If you're quite new, you'll probably see a lot of gains and progressive overload being applied, like probably all the way through. And it's not that you shouldn't try to apply progressive overload, but if you're kind of getting to the point where you're feeling a little bit like your strength is kind of it's taking a dip, then it's cool to increase the volume, but lower the weight. Okay. So you might want to train for like 12 reps, 15 reps. Again, keep it super focused, keep it really consistent and dialed in. Okay. Don't just throw the weight around, be smart with what you're doing. This is probably where you want to introduce more cardio. HIIT, maybe a little HIIT workout, 20-minute HIIT workout, 30-minute HIIT workout, just increase some EPOC. And, a bit more lifts, a low intensity, steady state. Really, it doesn't really matter what type of cardio you do. I quite like HIIT. People kind of love it, they advocate HIIT. Some people hate it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just, again, think of it this way. You want to increase that energy expenditure and make sure that that outweighs what's coming in. Okay. So again, steps, keep getting those steps up. Keep getting those steps up throughout the whole entire process. Just walk more. You'll be so surprised. Like I know people that only walked, they didn't train. They weren't really kind of taking care of their nutrition. They just walked everywhere and they lost a lot of weight. But we want to kind of get to this look here. I'm showing you on the right. Protein is as high as it can possibly be now. This is where like you want to hold on to every bit of scrapes of muscle you got, right? Protect it. You want to put like a guard over it, a shield. That's what that protein is going to do. It's going to act as your shield, guardian angel. Water consumption, maybe 6 liters on training days. You just want to stay hydrated as much as you can. It's really going to help you just, again, feel full, just be a bit more alert, be a bit more switched on. You don't want to kind of be groggy throughout your day. And then you can also introduce things like a refeed day as well. So what a refeed day is, really quickly, without getting too technical, is where you can actually bump your calories up slightly. So remember back to phase 3, when I said that your carbs might take a bit of a dip, okay? This is where we can increase those carbs again. So you'll actually be at calorie maintenance, okay? And then just for a day, and then you drop them again, okay? It's called a refeed day. Just kind of gives your body that metabolism, that little bit of a boost, because it doesn't think, you gotta remember, the nicest way of putting it, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're slowly dying, calculated, right? And I know you're probably, oh my God, what does he mean? Right? Don't freak out, it's all good, okay? But you're kind of calculating, dying a little bit because you're energy deficient. So if you stayed in a calorie deficit forever, you'd die, right? Because you haven't got any energy. But that's what that kind of does. So it just tells your body, it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Like, it's under control. I'm working with a coach. We've got everything down, like it's no time to panic. But that's kind of how you're going to approach phase 5. And then just as like a little bonus, okay, not many people will tell you this. So kind of want to make sure you guys do this properly. When you get down to your desired level of leanness, whatever that is, right? It could be 10%, could be pretty shredded like this, could be 15%, but there's no right or wrong. It's really down to you. I think the beauty lies in the fact that you can take this as far as you want. There's no limit. The only limit you have is the one you set for yourself, right? But when you actually reach that point of, okay, mission accomplished, boom, you want to make sure that you reverse out of that, okay? So don't just start eating 3,000 calories again. Don't start going from like, I don't know, it could be 1,800 calories in phase 5 or whatever it is. Don't just bump them straight up again and go into a bulk, because your body, you're just going to blow up, right? Your body's it's gone through a change. It's gone through a change, right? So you don't want to just go from like hot and cold overnight, You just want to kind of introduce everything nicely. Let that metabolism readapt. Let the body just chill out a bit, yeah? Chill out. So that's kind of what you want to do. And if you do it properly, it'll mean that you won't blow up, and it'll keep the weight off forever as well. So because we've been building muscle, this is perfect because your metabolism's getting faster, your body's becoming more efficient. And then if we do it properly, that means that you're gonna basically, not gain all the weight back again really quickly after. I see a lot of people doing that. So that's kind of a bonus tip for you, which is super important that you make a note of that. So yeah, just to recap, take a sip of water there. So you want to be in a calorie deficit, obviously, right? But you want to start as high as possible, okay? You want to start that as high as you can, and it gives you room to maneuver, okay? And look, if you are losing weight, perfect. If you're not, just bring it down a little bit, okay? If you're gaining weight, you might want to bring it down a bit more because you're in a surplus, right? But that is probably one of the biggest tips I can give you. And I know you're probably sounding, never heard that before, but yeah, that's kind of what you want to do. Obviously, make sure you're applying consistent resistance training, prioritize that over cardio, and accompany it by your best friend protein, right? Like I said, they work hand in hand together. It's like imagine building a house and not giving your builder bricks to build it, right? It's not going to be the best house, is it? So your protein acts as those building bricks for your training, right? So that's really important that you get that figured out. And like I said, 1 gram per pound is fine here to start with. And then you can increase it as you go through the process, right? Increase your NEAT, so your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You want to walk more, just walk, get outside, walk, get up off your bum and try and walk everywhere you can. And then as you go through the phases, just adjust your calories very incrementally, right? Don't start slashing them. Don't start doing crazy stuff, trying all these fad approaches and all that crap, right? It's unnecessary. It's not going to be fun, and you want to be sustainable. Like I said, it's a lifestyle. That's how you're going to get results. Make sure you're drinking 4 liters of water per day. This just generally helps you. And I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. I'm going to be super honest here. Don't expect to get this lean if you're not sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night. Just don't even attempt it, because you're going to get pissed off when you're not there, right? You need to get that sleep in. You could see maybe a little bit of weight decrease, but you're not going to get super lean by having crap night's sleep and staying up all night playing Xbox or PlayStation or watching Netflix or whatever the hell. I don't care. Just make sure that you're getting that sleep in. And like I said at the very beginning, it's not perfection. I wasn't perfect. Towards the end, I did get a bit more dialed in. I did get a bit more strict with my nutrition, because that's where your motivation is the highest, believe it or not, because you're seeing the results, you're seeing it works, and you're just crushing it, right? And that's really how you're going to get results. So, why do most people struggle? Drop in the chat if anyone knows why do people struggle? Why is it people struggle to get the results? Does anyone know? What do you think it is?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's like lack of motivation or consistency.
Okay. Lack of knowledge, Chris says. Lack of motivation. Anyone else? You drop it in the chat if you think. So, you know, lack of knowledge, maybe, probably not. Like, you know, I'm doing this for free, right? You can now go out there and you've got the knowledge.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go on.
Maybe they are underestimating the nutrition part.
Yeah, potentially. But again, that can be easily tweaked as you go along. You know, if you're not losing weight, you can change that. So, I mean, is it lack of knowledge? Not really. You know, like you can go on Google, just do a quick Google search. I'm sure you'll probably find a lot of stuff, right? Is it because they don't have time? You make time, right? I'm just going to be straight up. I know, who was it? Molly May. Anyone in the UK named Molly May? Everyone lost their shit because she said everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, right? Now that's a fact. Don't tell me no one has the same 24 hours a day. You go and sit and watch, go look at your watch all day. I'm pretty sure we have the same 24 hours in a day. However, I understand people have busier lifestyles than other. That's totally cool. Get it? Yeah. But you know, you have to make time. Is it genetics? People, I love this card. Oh, it's my genetics, man. I just can't do it. It's my genetics. You know, that's just in your head. Losing fat is so simple. It's so simple. It really is. What it comes down to, primarily, why people don't get results. So you don't have the right support. They don't have the right guidance. And they don't have any accountability in place, right? And if you don't have those things in place, okay, the truth is, you're probably always going to struggle. You know, you're a product of your environment. So think of who are you surrounded with? Do those people help you? Do they support you? Do they kind of motivate you to do what you're doing? If you go out and, you know, you have to sit there and you can't eat the pizza or whatever, are they going to kind of criticize you for that? Probably most of the time, yeah, right? So you're always going to be taking that one step forward, 2 steps back. And that's pretty much why most people struggle to hit their goals. So what I've decided to do this month, okay, I haven't actually announced this yet. So this is exclusive to you guys, right? You're the first to know about it. We're actually going to run a $2,000 transformation contest, okay? So what that means is you will have the chance to get in the best shape of your life, and you'll have a shot at $2 grand as well, okay? Pretty cool, right? So, you know, you go to the left, person on the left to the right, and basically get paid for it, right? But more importantly, you're going to be the best version of yourself, okay? So we'll go have, if that's something you're interested in, okay, we'll have a sit down together. We'll talk about where you're currently at. We'll figure out where you want to go. And then we'll figure out what's getting in the way, right? What's holding you back. And then from there, we'll create a specific plan for you to get exactly where you want to be, okay? We're going to take all the guesswork away for it and give you the most simple solution to getting in the best shape of your life in the most sustainable way possible, okay? So what you'll get to do that is you'll get things like personalized nutrition plans, customized workouts, you'll get a Greek god transformation blueprint, weekly check-ins, progress report, weekly game plans, 24/7 support and accountability. You'll be part of a private Greek god community where you'll literally have everyone supporting you. You know, you've got all that abundance of motivation, support, community feel. You'll be in the right environment to get where you want to be. That is super, super important. You'll also have things like weekly specialized trainings. So for my members, I actually go into specific details about things like nutrition, training, mindset stuff, how to do this, how to do that. You also get a bonus stack, $1,000 bonus stack with guides, ebooks, videos. And like I said, we're going to run that transformation contest. It's only going to be up for the next 5 days. So if it's something you're serious about, then I wouldn't hesitate either booking a call in with me or having a chat with me about that, because you're going to be in the best shape of your life. You know, how does that look? How does it look? How does it look for you? And this goes back to your why. What does it mean for you when you are in the best shape of your life? Not just physically, but mentally. What's the impact for you? Why do you want to do it? How does that benefit you? Right? And I'm sure it's going to benefit everyone on this call a tremendous amount, right? When you're in the best shape of your life, you perform the best at everything you do. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You'll show up better. You'll be a better partner. You'll be a better husband, better dad. You'll show up better at work, whatever it is, okay? All these things have a massive impact, okay? So, you know, it's not going to be for everyone, okay? And these are the kind of results you can expect if you take action, work hard, okay? Let me make this clear. This isn't for someone who, if you're sitting there right now and you're thinking, I'm going to try and hit the gym this year. Or, yeah, I really want to be healthier. I really want to do it. Yeah, this is not for you, okay? Now's a good time to probably drop off because there's no point. You have to be all in. You have to be serious. You have to want it, right? You have to physically say to yourself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, I want it. You know, I want that life for myself. So there's obviously Jack, 20 pounds in 12 weeks. Tim, 40 pounds in 16 weeks. Jamie, big transformation there, 50 pounds, 6 months. Will on the right. Andrew had a big transformation. It really helped him mentally, you know, in a massive way, positively, dropping 23 pounds in 20 weeks. And it comes down to action. You know, it comes down to having everything you need to succeed. And then saying, right, this is it, man. I'm going to stop messing around. I'm going to show up for myself. I'm ready to become the best version of myself. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go all in. And what I'll give you, you'll have everything you need to succeed. There is no reason for you not to get results. The only reason you wouldn't is if you didn't take action, right? It's as simple as that. Everything is completely done for you. You know, again, why do you want to do it? Do you want to be a better role model to your kids? Do you want to lead by example? Do you want to wake up with more energy and not feel tired, not feel lethargic? You know, what does it mean to have a better sex drive, better overall well-being, not embarrassed in public, right? And I can relate, like I said, you know, I haven't always been in that shape that I've showed you. I know what it's like to kind of feel a little bit, I'm not really feeling my best, and I know I can do a little bit better, you know, bit grumpy, sluggish, you know, just generally not feeling on top of your game. So think about those things, because those are the kind of results you'll get. And then ask yourself, how does it impact my life, right? How does it actually impact my life? What does it do for me? Here's Liam, 15 pounds, 6 weeks. Rob, 20 pounds in 12 weeks. What about a great one? Really became the role model he wanted for his kids, for his son. Super important. There's Liam getting pretty ripped, pretty jacked up, you know, nice little shred there. So again, you know, it's nice. Like I have members on the program, they're always telling me these things. Like, imagine being able to see that progress week on week, you know, stepping on the scale, seeing the results, seeing that the scale's going down, my waist is looking good. You know, I'm building a bit of muscle. You know, Martin, thanks, man. Like, so more positive, so more confident. Don't even recognize myself in the mirror. You know, how would that feel to you? Jumping out of the shower, looking at yourself in the mirror, instead of, you know, hating what you see or not liking what you see, being like, shit, I want to get a picture. You know, I want to send a picture to my coach. I want to I actually look forward to stepping on the scale because I'm seeing that number go down, right? Again, it changes who you are as a person, you know, mentally more clear, more energy, feeling solid, feeling confident. Imagine going to like Andrew, I never take my shirt off, and I was at the pool with the kids. I took it off, was by far the most ripped dad at the pool. Made me feel proud of my hard work. Imagine being able to say that. You know, how nice would that be? Take your kids down to the pool, look sick. Sure, definitely no joke doing your program. Made me believe in myself again. Made me believe I can achieve stuff. Self-belief. Like I say, the way you do one thing is the way you do absolutely everything, right? And once you figure that out, it's fun. Life's fun. You know, you have the confidence to do whatever you want. You have no limiting beliefs. because you smashed them down. You got in the best shape of your life, right? There's Chris. Chris is on the call. Chris, this is your progress, right? I don't know if he's still on the call.
That was about a week and a half ago, so I'm up to just over 6 kgs now.
Wow. 6 kilos. How long?
Just over 4 weeks.
Wow. How are you feeling? That's the main thing.
Best I've felt in a long time.
Yeah.
More energy, feeling full all day. Like you were saying, change the type of food and the amount actually, because I'm eating lots of good food instead of short, sharp snacks that give you enough energy to last you the next 10 minutes. It's a lot more sustainable.
100%. And we're not eating just same boring bland foods all the time. We're eating nice stuff.
And I've learned how to cook.
Exactly.
Super easy.
It's an joking aside, it's an educational aspect to it as well. Everyone who joins the program, for me personally, there's a lot of coaches out there. You join their program and it's like, do this, check in with me once a week. And it's like, off you go, right? That's all good. That could get you results. But for me, the important part is when you leave the program or as you go through the program, I want you to know how to do it. I want you to understand how things work so you're never left in that position again, so that you can pass that information on to whoever you care about, whoever you love, whoever you want to help, right? That's what it's about. It's not just a weight loss program. I hate the word weight loss. I actually hate the word weight loss. It's really about learning to become the best version of yourself, doing the things necessary to get you there. Here's Wayne. Here's the community. Okay, so we've got a little private Greek god community. Super cool. Here's Wayne sharing a win for the week. Boom. Stepping on the scale. Share it with the group. Love it. Absolutely smashing. Here you go. Look. So I say you're a product of your environment, right? When you see people, Mike's gone for a walk. Charles gone for a walk. Josh has just hit a personal best. May's hit a personal best. Chris has hit a personal best. Martin's hit a personal best. How inspiring is that? Michael's just completed their 25th workout, hit 6 personal bests. How inspiring. It motivates me. I'm the coach. It motivates me. When I see these guys kicking ass, I'm like, shit, man, I need to get in the gym. What am I doing? Right? So imagine how that's going to feel for you. If you're struggling for motivation, if you're struggling to move the needle, imagine how that's going to feel for you, right? So again, it's about whether or not you want it and whether or not you realize now's the time to actually take that action and get in the best shape of your life, right? What does it mean for you? Time waits for no man, right? We're in 2022. You've been struggling, you're struggling to move the needle. You go around in circles, becoming frustrated. And what, 2023 is going to be the year? 2024, 25, you can choose to invest in yourself and say, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to get where I want to be. Or you can choose to carry on going around in circles. It's up to you. It's up to you what you value. Do you value your time? Do you value your well-being? Do you value how you show up to people? What does it mean for you when you get there, right? And like I said, this month, for the next 5 days, I'm going to be running a $2,000 transformation contest. So if anyone is like, right, I do want to do this, but I'm a little bit hesitant still, I'm still sitting on the fence. Now is the time to really be like, wow, this is the incentive to get there. So it's application only, okay? If that's something you're interested in, you book a call. I'll drop my Calendly link in the chat for you now. It's only going to be available for the next 5 people that kind of jump on this, okay? So we'll get clear on where you want to be, figure out what's getting in the way, and then create you a specific plan to reach your goals while solving your problems. Like I said, it's application only, so it's not going to be for everyone. It really is about getting the right type of person on here. So if anyone wants that, I'll drop my link in the chat for you guys. Let me, if you've got any questions, drop your questions. I'll try and have a look at them as I go through. I'll just get my link in the chat for you quickly now. Was that helpful, guys? Just drop a 1 in the chat if that was helpful. Did you learn something today? Let's have a look. Here's my Calendly link here. So if that's something you want to do, if you want to take advantage of that opportunity, I've just dropped it in the link. There will be a application form. Like I said, I'm only going to take this on for the next 5 people. I think I've got 1 call booked already. Well done on taking action. Super good. Action equals results. Okay. Action is what gets you to where you want to be, right? You can sit on the fence. Cool with me. Doesn't bother. I don't mind. Makes no difference, you know. We're going to the top. We are going to the top. Everyone inside the program, Chris will agree with me. George will agree with me. We are going to the absolute top of the mountain. And it's whether or not you want to come with us or not. Because the train has left the station. It's up the mountain, man. It's up the mountain. And it's not coming back down. Next stop is the moon, right? Then we're going off to Mars, and then we're off to the stars. It's really about whether you guys want to take action. You've realized that now is the best time. So we've got a question regarding sleeping. So is it important when I go to sleep, for example, 1, 2 a.m., but I still 7 to 9 hours? As long as you're getting 7 to 9 hours, it doesn't really matter. My question would be to you then, like, what's causing you to go to bed at 2 a.m.? Not necessarily the most sustainable way of doing things in life, because the world pretty much operates from a morning to midnight basis. But yeah, I mean, as long as you're getting your sleep in, it's no big deal. Any more questions? So it happens sometimes. Any more questions? So I had 2 calls booked on that, by the way, and there's 3 left. And I've got a few more people going to be doing another one of these, and a few people asked for the recording link. So if that's something you want to do, jump on that, because spots are going pretty fast. I've never done this before, transformation contest. I'm not sure if I'll ever do it again. So it's the time. George is applying right now. Awesome, George. Love to see it. Really, really good stuff. Anyone got any more questions before I kind of wrap this stuff up? Hope it's been valuable for you today. Hope you've done a thing or two. Hope you're going to go away and actually take some action on the stuff I've got you. So George, when you book the call, that'll be 2 spots left. Depending on how it goes, how well it goes, and maybe open it again, but it's looking unlikely at this point. So yeah, I think if everyone's 100%, man, 100%, get on that call. We'll have a chat. We'll figure out where it is you want to be. We'll figure out where it is you need to go, and what's getting in the way. And we'll figure out exactly what we need to do. Yes, Chris, mate, pleasure having you on there. Keep crushing it, man. You're a legend. Love watching your results. Big inspiration to everyone on the program. Killer stuff. So last 30 seconds, last orders at the door. Anyone who has any questions now, anyone who wants to message me on Instagram, wants to book a call with me, absolutely fine. The link is in. Can you send a nutritional plan? I do have a example one. It won't be customized because obviously it's a generic plan. I'm not going to send you if I sent a personalized plan to everyone who's not on the program, it would take 1,000 years for me to do. But I can send you over a sample nutrition plan and a workout plan to go with that. Absolutely no problem. Dave's booked a call. Awesome, Dave. Look forward to chatting to you, man. Aaron, just drop me a DM on Instagram and I'll send you over that nutritional plan for you to take a look at. It's still going to be useful. It just might not be perfect towards your individual macros. It's impossible to know that without actually taking a look at your current situation. So yeah, just ping me over a DM on Instagram. Sweet. I think that's pretty much it in terms of the calls. I'll drop the calendar link one more time if anyone wants to jump in on that. There's 1 spot remaining. So well done, guys, for taking action. Looking forward to speaking to you, seeing what we can do, put a plan in place for you to get in the best shape of your life this year. And I'm not even kidding when I tell you that. Like, you take action, you're in the right environment. I'll give you everything you need to do. You cannot fail. You cannot fail. Like, it's hard. It's hard to fail. Like, the only reason you won't is if you don't take action. And like I said, if you don't think you take action, cool, don't bother. Like, you know, it's save everyone's time. But if you realize now's the time, man. Now's the time. I've been wasting so much time. This is what I'm gonna do. So cool. I'm gonna love you and leave you with that. I'll let you guys know when I do a next one of these. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of fire this year, man. Gonna be delivering tons of value on these calls. Hope you guys can turn up for every single one of them. And yeah, thank you all for attending. Appreciate you. And looking forward to helping you guys get in the best shape of your life this year. Ciao, ciao.